So welcome home, Dom. Let's chat to someone who's seen them a couple of times and has been a fan since the early 80s, Matthew North, who's off to Kenton tonight. Morning, Matthew.
Good morning.
How are you feeling? You looking forward to it?
Oh, very much indeed, yeah. It's been a long time coming to see Duran Duran on home turf.
They haven't actually played Devon very often, have they?
No, they haven't. They've only ever played in Devon once, and that was in Plymouth in 1998 on the Latest and the Greatest tour. And other than that, they've played twice in Cornwall, once in 1982, and then the one I had a small part in 2016.
Why did you have a small part in it?
Well, back in 2014, I was at the Cure's after-show party in London.
Clang.
And, yes. And I saw Nick Rhodes there. And he was there with his mate Brian Cox, that is.
Clang.
And anyway, he was on his own for a bit, so I thought I might just go up and say hello to him. So I did, and had a little chat with him. And I said, by the way, you've not been down to the southwest for a very long time. Isn't it about time you maybe came down? And he said, well, yeah, maybe. I said, I know where you should play. You should play the Eden Project in Cornwall. It'd be great. And he said to me at the time, he didn't know they had gigs there. He'd heard of it, but he didn't know they had gigs there. And his last words to me were, if this happens, it'll be because of you. And then 2 years later it happened, and when the concert happened, I got to speak to Nick again backstage before they went on, and had a little chat and whatnot, and a fine time was had by all in the evening.
What was the moment that you fell in love with Duran Duran's music?
Oh, it's got to be Top of the Pops when Planet Earth came on for the first time. As soon as I saw that, I thought, this is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I was only, 8, 9 at the time, and I thought this was brilliant. And I happened to be in Dartmouth staying at my granddad's house, and so he took me down to Woolworths the next day, and my first single, Planet Earth, was purchased, and I think it was £1.09.
Was that your first ever single, or was it just your first Duran Duran?
First Duran single. No. My parents owned a second-hand shop, and they used to have records in there. And one of my mum's earliest memories of me is me like going through pulling out records when I was probably about 2, and putting them on a record player, and it wasn't plugged in, and I was just turning it around with my hand. So I think my parents knew from then I would be obsessed by music and records, of which I have been ever since.
What do you think it is about Duran Duran that has stood the test of time? There was so many bands in the 80s that were one album wonders that, we play on this show, great tunes, but didn't stand the test of time. What do you think it is about Duran Duran that they have?
The great thing about Duran Duran is just their sheer quality of songwriting, their ability to write great melodies, great tunes, good lyrics, and even in the lean times when they weren't so commercially successful. I mean, right at the end of the 80s, they took a bit of a dip with the Liberty album. And then they wrote Ordinary World and Come Undone, massive hits that put them back in the spotlight again, and really great songs. And they've had this throughout their career. Every album they've made, pretty much in their entire career, always has at least 4 or 5 absolutely brilliant songs on it. And their last proper album, Future Past, I would rate as being one of their best albums
really good.
In decades.
Yeah.
And it's just because they've just got brilliant written songs.
There's another couple of people who are going tonight. People are coming from all over Europe, of course, to come and watch Duran Duran at Powder Room tonight. Arvid and Annika are on the line. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Morning.
How are you two? Whereabouts are you at the moment?
Well, we are staying here at Holiday Parks in Dawlish and wait for the gig. And we're very excited about Duran Duran, yes.
Where have you come from?
We come from nearby Nuremberg, Germany. Fly to Bristol, take a rental car, come to Exeter. Yes, very, very great challenge to do first time left traffic. Very nice, yeah.
What is it about Duran Duran for you guys? What do you love about them?
Oh, everything. We're big Duranis since 1984. With age of 14. My first album was 7 of the Reggae Tiger, and it was great. And since then, we're looking forward to see most concerts and gigs with them. So and it's every time brilliant. Last year we were in Croatia, Pula Amphitheater. It was a big experience. Very nice.
So you basically spend all of your money on going to watch Duran Duran around Europe.
Yeah, yes, not really, but it was such a wonderful trip to go to England, homeland. Yes, and it's something completely different. The gigs in Germany are not so powerful, and the Germans are not so enthusiastic. We are not typical German.
I can tell that already. So where have you seen them? List some of the places you've seen Duran Duran over the years.
Oh, last week in Düsseldorf in Germany.
Yeah, my sister. I was sadly ill. And last year we were in Pula, Croatia, at the amphitheater. And before it was a longer time. It was the astronaut tour for me in 2011, but was with Andy Taylor. And I hope he will fight against cancer and will win.
Yeah. We all do. Here. And what are your favourite albums and songs?
My favorite album is Devon and the Ragged Tiger. My favorite song is There Something I Should Know, but they played it very rarely on gigs. And the newer one are also very great. I like mostly songs. Very, very, very less songs I don't like so much, but I like any.
As you were listing some of the songs and albums that you like, my guest in the studio this morning, Matthew, another super fan like you who's going to the gig tonight, was holding up the albums that he's brought in with him. What are your particular favourites, Matthew?
Well, my favourite album of the early lineup would have been, is Seven and the Ragged Tiger, although very closely followed up by Big Thing. Big Thing is a tremendous album. I think when Warren Cucurello joined Duran Duran, he completely reinvigorated the band, and some of his guitar work is just absolutely amazing. But with the since they reformed, my favourite album without a shadow of a doubt is Future Past, which is the last album proper. They did do another album called Dance Macabre, but that was kind of a remake of other songs and bits and pieces, whereas this was a first proper full album, and I think this is as good as anything that they've ever done.
And what do they usually open and close with, Duran Duran?
Well, they're going to end with Rio. I mean, they've done that for the last umpteen decades. That'd be my educated guess anyway.
What do you reckon, Arvid and Annika?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think they'll open with?
They're open, I think, with one of the earlier songs. It's
Crowd Pleaser.
Maybe
In Düsseldorf it was Hungry Like a Wolf.
Was it?
And Wild Boys and
Rio, yes.
It's a great start, and then Rio maybe to close it out.
Yeah.
Well, have a wonderful time in Devon. Is it your first time here?
Yes. Wonderful here.
Enjoy it. Have a cream tea, scones with cream first and then jam, and enjoy a Devon pasty while you're here. You must have a pasty and some delicious Devon ice cream while you're here as well. So enjoy all those things. And maybe a cider if you're that way inclined as well. But have a great time over here. Enjoy the gig tonight.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, we will. Very keen about it. Okay.
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Coming from all over the world, Matthew.
Well, quality band, quality audience.
And you're going to be there as well. So
I will try to be on the front rail if I can.
Going to get there early and see if you can get near the front.
That's normally the thing. I mean, the last gig I went to was last week in Southampton when I went to see Tom Bailey from the Thompson Twins with Blancmange and the Human League, and I was right on the front rail, dead centre.
You love the 80s. I love it. Brilliant.
Oh, yes.
Have a great time.
Will do.
Enjoy it. On your doorstep as well. Matthew North, Duran Duran, super fan on John Akers at Breakfast.